needs to sit for So the sourdough starter is a wild yeast, pretty much. So it's like flour and water that you mix together, which sort of captures all the wild yeast from the environment. And then it becomes like a live organism, which you need to feed with flour and water. If you leave it out of the fridge, you almost need to feed it like every day. Put it in the fridge sort of puts it into hibernation, and then you just feed it at least, once a week just to keep it alive. Otherwise, it will eventually die. I just found out recently that the original starter that I got from the chef that I got it from, it was about 30 years old already. And then I've had it for a few years. So it's like, 35 years old or something, which is really cool to know. I'll do it by hand, like in a little bit. So I was just scrolling on Facebook Marketplace one day and saw an ad for sourdough starter, and it was actually a contribution to a GoFundMe page of this lovely Polish couple who were raising money for a little boy that they'd never even met, who was in Poland, who had to go to America for like life-saving brain treatment. So that was amazing that they were, reaching out and just giving away all this starter pretty much. I went and picked some up, and yeah, the rest is history really. So when I sell it, I always tell everybody you need to name it, because that's sort of a thing in the sourdough community. So you've got to have a name. And I'm really not funny or witty, but there's lots of cool names out there like Puff Daddy or, Freddie Mercury, and lots of like cool takes on famous people's names. Mine's just called Polly, because I got it from a Polish chef, and I'm not really sure that that's, allowed that I can call it Polly, but yeah, I did. I was a bit late on the bandwagon in like COVID lockdown to, oh my gosh, hang on, I could actually sell this. And I put an ad on Facebook Marketplace and was selling the starter. Either like posting it, the dried starter, like all over Australia and overseas a little bit, or people were just coming to collect the actual starter and little instruction pack. Yeah, I definitely sold quite a few starters when I finally jumped on that bandwagon towards the end of lockdown. Yeah, I sold quite a few, which was nice to think that it was being, shared and, going all over the world, and yeah, then probably passed on from those people. I think it's a nice hobby to have. It's something satisfying to do. I think a lot of people are definitely scared to begin with, but yeah, it's just trial and error. You might have a few failed loaves, but that's not so bad. There's nothing better than the smell of fresh bread in your house, and yeah, there's just something, kind of magical about it. Like, you're just putting such simple ingredients, salt, flour and water together, and then you create this delicious bread. That's it, into the fridge.
I saw this kind of big one.
Wow, that big. Were the did you see the lions? Were they back in their cage?
Oh, we didn't see them.
They were gathering around us trying to eat everyone.
Right, pull. Look how stretchy it is now, and fold, and then you do it here. That's it. Grab a big handful and pull it up really high. I have 3 kids. I have Xanthi, who is nearly 7 years old, Cora, who is 4 years old, and Gabrielle, who's 2. I think that I'd say I'm positive. I'm like a bit of a doer, like I never sit down, always doing something. Okay.
Very dirty. I have nuts in it.
Oh, you're so cute. Okay, remember how you do it? No, we've always sort of encouraged the kids to come and help out in the kitchen and cook. We have like a kitchen helper that I made so they can get up to bench level. I think Xanthia was about 15 months old when I made that, so they were always up there having a look at what we were doing and tasting like the raw ingredients or helping to, you know, mix and cook food. Got us all. Plenty still here. Thanks, honey. I just fed this morning. Just really, you can see it's floating, so it's really active and ready. And 1.5 teaspoons of salt. Mix it up in my whisk. Yeah. Stretchy. Almost. It's almost ready. If you can do it, stretch it out really thin without it breaking, then you know like all the proteins and stuff is developed, so it's nearly there. The window pane. I've never been so nervous shaking a loaf of bread. I think I like the challenge of the whole process, the techniques and trying to learn and make things better. And it's just, like I said before, there's something so satisfying about, you know, actually the whole process and watching it come together and baking this bread and being able to share it with people. The process of making sourdough really doesn't take up much time, so yeah. But if you ask my kids, they'll probably say I'm always in the kitchen. Yeah, see, I didn't get much of an ear. Or my design's not very pretty. I don't know. See how my new French bread knife goes, eh? You can still see. Yeah, I definitely feel like maybe I've got something more to give in terms of like baking, and I would really, I don't know, I guess end goal, I'd love to write a cookbook. Yeah, and I don't know if I'd really want to have a bakery. Be cool to maybe have a good little micro bakery, but I don't know. My ambition is to have a job I can do from anywhere, so I can't really do a bakery from anywhere. Yeah, it's definitely given connection and purpose. I think especially during lockdown, it sort of, you know, filled that need for people. Well, I mean, sometimes you can't just talk about this stuff with your friends or with people who don't bake, you know, they don't really understand it. So it's definitely nice to have that community to discuss these things with. Yeah, I've definitely inspired a few friends. Some of them are still baking sourdough, some tried it. A lot of friends tried it. They ended up killing their starter. Just have a go, like you're gonna make mistakes and maybe things aren't gonna be your best loaf, but the only way to learn is to really just keep doing it and trying.